afternoon. This is the knitting news for the 43rd week of 2025. From Knit Happens Teeside, and my name's Annie. The other night at knitting, Helen was working on her neatening up of her shawl. She's also been playing around on ChatGPT, something like that. And I haven't used it myself. Have I got the time? But then again, I think it saves time. She's got a little pipe dream of having a yarn shop all of her own, and maybe one day she will have. So she was kind of asking it to plan things and give her advice and to plot it all out. It was quite interesting what she was telling me about, and it's come up with 2 ranges of yarn for her, and the colours are lovely. Now she's given it guidance for the colours, and it's asked her a lot of things also. I'm just looking at things in the background. Dirty cloth, because my bathroom's now pink. I did it yesterday, all of it. So last week I was there's nothing that you shouldn't see. Last week I was mixing paint, and you don't really ever know whether you're going to get something done, do you? But I did get the bathroom painted pink, so I'll show you before and after. That was if you were interested. Right, this is letters, Tesco's and Blue Cross. I pay a lot for my own pets, never mind the charities for other people's that they've abandoned. But I know it's sad, but both of mine were abandoned too. Jill was working on her red lace again, because she wasn't very happy with the sock. She'd done lovely cables, didn't she, what we saw last week? And when she put a heel in, it was a different kind of heel than the one that she's used to, because she was using a different kind of pattern. And she ended up with a cable at the front and the back, and that just wouldn't do. So she got a bit fed up of that and went back to the lace. So she's back on the lace, but she's not that much further than she was, I don't think. Maybe a couple of inches. I forgot to tell you that when we came out, Helen's car was all steamed up, I thought. And on the way in, I noticed that she had plants in there. So she's got plans for a garden. She's got some heathers and other, I don't know if I think they might be evergreens. Michael is away with the scarves. So he'd made that scarf that I showed you last week, and then he got another one out of his bag, and I forgot to take a picture of it. And it's the same colours, but they're going lengthways stripes instead of blocks of colour. So he's made that, and he arrived with a chunky pink scarf that he wanted to edge it with a different colour, and he was asking us advice, and I don't think we were particularly helpful, because I just thought they'd all go, and then we decided if he just tried it and see which one, he did think the grey, and grey does go with pink, doesn't it, really quite nicely. So he did use the grey, and here it is. So that's lovely as well, isn't it? Michael's scarf is for his best friend for her birthday, and then he's going to make another one. But I really think it's time he got a blanket made, because he's very fast. What was I knitting on? Oh, I was crocheting. A pumpkin. That's a twig from the garden and it's not really big enough, is it? It needs something much. It needs sort of a fatter twig than that. But this is now Amy of Knit Night and Two Sisters and Some Yarn podcasts, vlogs on YouTube, has been making lots of these, and it is the Wheat Stitch. So it's Wheat Stitch pumpkin pattern by Brianna K Designs. There is a website, but it's one of those that has all that advertising and it's a bit reflecty, isn't it? Because we changed the clocks last night and everything's gone a bit different. That's better, I think. Can you see me clearly? Right. Brianna K Designs. Now she has a website, but it's one of those that you have to persevere with and you can't download it, or you can just buy the pattern. I'm not quite sure how much it is, but where I found it easiest to use was she has a video on YouTube. So I just used that and then paused when I needed to pause. So this is my own hand spun yarn. It's a long time since I've worked with my own yarn. I made a cafetiere cover with the very first yarn that I spun. And I've been spinning lately, as you know, but I haven't been making anything with it. I do have kind of plans, but nothing has started yet. This is it flat. It's that way around. So this is hand spun as well, which I'm quite proud of, to be honest. And it makes a ball of wool that looks like a real ball of wool. So when you're spinning, if you don't spin, mostly you'd be spinning 2 bobbins of yarn, and then you twist that. So when you spin them, you twist them. So you twist them both the same way, and then when you put them together, you spin your wheel the other way, and that plies them together, and it makes them, you know, like when you're making rope, when you twist a piece of string and it'll twist back on itself. That kind of effect. So this is 2-ply and that's 2-ply, and what you have to aim to do is get your 2 bobbins kind of the same length, which they were kind of the same length, and I can't say I had much left over, because what was left from the orange is about that much, and what was left from the beige colour and the orange, I've plied those 2 together, which gives me enough for a kind of mini one, really, because this is the pattern has got 3 different sizes of pumpkins on it, and this is only the medium one because I didn't know if I'd have enough, and I really only had enough for a medium. So it's a multiple of 4 stitches, the pattern, and then you've got some stitches at each end. And so I took 8 off for this one rather than this one being sort of 4 stitches. There's only 4 stitches between the 3 sizes, I think, something like that. Or can I not tell you that? Anyway, it's nearly Halloween and my daughter was quite impressed, and I was out on Wednesday and I was showing it off. And I was saying, look, I'm making pumpkins. But the impressive thing is I've spun the yarn myself. It's quite good to be able to say that to some people. Some people wouldn't be very impressed, would they? Anyway. Oh, I didn't write anything down. I think I was all preoccupied. I didn't even realise it was Thursday till dinner time, because on Wednesday I went to Newcastle. I'll show you this. This is my baby jumper, and she's visiting soon. That's the back. I quite like that, how the colours gone together, and that's the front, and it looks a bit like a figure of 8. But I think on it won't look that bad, do you think? It'll look nice on, won't it? Anyway, we'll have to try it on because she's coming soon. And it's nearly Halloween, isn't it? Is it Halloween on Friday? And we've got fireworks on Saturday. So she'll be back on Saturday. And I'll show you the things that I make for Halloween. I'll probably show you them next week. Where was I? Darlington Nurses. That was what I was going to tell you about. The Darlington Nurses they work for the Durham County and Darlington NHS Foundation Trust. I think that's the whole name. Anyway, they have been taken to a tribunal by some of the nurses who work at the Darlington Memorial Hospital. So these nurses have had to share their changing room with a man because he's called himself Rose and says he's a woman. So because they complained, there was about 20 odd, I think, signed a letter of complaint. They were ignored by management, and the management said, well, we'll give you this, you can have that little room if you don't like getting changed in front of Rose. So they weren't very pleased about that. It wasn't really them that should have moved, and because of the Supreme Court ruling that says that a woman is a woman and a man is a man, and for personal spaces like changing rooms and toilets, they should be exclusive and separated on sex basis, not on what people go on about this gender thing that they can't describe properly. So these nurses, some of them, probably the ones with the best case to put forward, have taken the trust to a tribunal, and it started this week just gone. It started on Monday, but I think they were reading for a couple of days, and then on Wednesday the nurses had their first day in court. So a lot of the women's rights people and Christian Concern and some of the media turned up to support them and to record what was happening. So I didn't go in the court. So one or two people did. And if you were interested in what's going on with this tribunal, there is on X, there's tribunal tweets. It's an account on X, and you can remotely access to the court. And if that doesn't work, there will be somebody there recording it. So all the details would be there if you were interested in the actual details. So that's tribunal tweets on X. So we were there, and friends and women that I know, and from all over really. There was quite a few different people that I knew from all over. And we waited for them to arrive, and then I did a little film about it actually. So it's only 5 minutes, but there's a lot of photos, but I'll probably put that in the middle here now. what the day was like. It was very interesting. There was a lot going on, a lot of people, and we went to the pub the first time. I got some breakfast. I got some scrambled egg on toast. Because I had got up early to get there in time. And then we went to the pub again after the nurses had come out for their lunch. And then we went to the pub when it was all over, when they'd come out and it was all over. But in between times, there was Kelly J. Keane was there and Edge of the Matrix was there. And they both have big accounts that are on YouTube and X and are sort of trying to get the word out there about the harms of people saying that they're the sex that they're not. So I met Edge of the Matrix for the first time, which was great. Steve. Which I was really quite happy about, and he's just like he is when you watch him on the screen. It's funny, isn't it, that? There were a couple of men who said they were women. One had a skirt on, one didn't. And then there was somebody who came up who was deranged, who really just only had thought about what he's been told and not really seen anything from a different point of view. Anyhow, if you're not interested in any of that and you're only interested in knitting and spinning, what can I show you? I have got this. I bring things up so I remember to show you. Now, this is it wasn't the last time I was at spinning. It was a time before, and it's quite rough because it's the first time I've used a blending board. And when you blend all your fibre on and then you lift it off, and Bill was showing me how to do it, but I think he was forgetting that I think you're supposed to draw it out a little bit and then roll it. So you've got a board with your pins on. What do they call it? Something cloth, but it's hardly cloth. And you blend your fleece, all your different colours.
Too much. When you do the drum part, that much at a time, and then you just build around with it.
And then you brush it in as well.
Just the hands. Whenever I've done an exhibition, I said just the hands. So they don't want to scare the children or anybody else. See how neat and smooth that is?
It is, it's beautiful.
There's your 2 sticks. Might have. Should maybe have had this a bit further.
Over at the right time. And then you get 2 pieces of doweling that's about a bit longer maybe, and you pick up and you trap it between and then you roll it, but I think you're supposed to draw it out and then roll it and then draw it out. And I think if I'd have done that, but like Bill was showing me what to do, if I'd have done that it might have been a little bit easier to spin. Somehow seems simpler than a drum carder.
It is to a certain extent, yes.
Are you going to draw that out as well as roll it? I've watched it be done.
It's a while since I've taken one off, so
Oh my god, I couldn't.
what I didn't do is I could have actually pulled that a bit and stretched it.
Yes.
You know.
I think it's merino, and he I'm very grateful to have a go. So there's not very much of that. I think my default spinning width is probably, I try to do this a bit fatter, so this might be a bit more like double knit rather than 4-ply. It's quite rustic. It's not so even. It's a bit thick and thin. But then all hand spun is, and that's the beauty of it really, I think. It's not shop bought, is it? So I haven't been doing any spinning this week, but I have had a busy week. So I dug out my Zweig because it got a mention on Knit Night, which is Knit Night with the nite. It's Nite. Now that's on YouTube and it's on Monday nights live. But it's, well, for me, it's Monday night at midnight. So I said, oh no, I won't come on this week because I've got to go to the doctor's tomorrow to get my blood pressure done, and if I stay up late it might be all to pot. And it wasn't. Well, I only got my blood took, and then I've got to go again this Tuesday for my results. And it's not because there's anything wrong with me, it's because I'm cracking on a bit. So my Zweig was mentioned just because they were talking about different jumpers and things, and Caitlin Hunter. Oh, and while I'm thinking of it, this is Emma Wright, but I have talked about it quite recently, and it'll be on my thumbnail of a different this West Yorkshire Spinners Falkland merino, and it's a double knit. It's very, very warm because obviously we've got this the Fair Isle on the front, and it's very neat on the inside as well, but that gives you like a double thickness as well, so that keeps me warm. Now this is the Zweig, which I dug out because Liz said, oh, Annie's got a Zweig that she wears, and I haven't worn it for a bit, and I've already repaired it once, and I got this out to put on to do my podcast, and it sprung a leak again. Now I don't think it's the fault of the yarn entirely. That's the repair that I did on that side, and this side I probably just put a few stitches in. Well, now this, oh, people are here this side. Look at the stairs of that. So that's why I'm not wearing, oh, that's why I'm not wearing it. So I shall wear it, I shall repair it and then wear it, and sorry, I shall wear it, repair it, then wear it, and then show you, and maybe knit another one, because I do like it. I mean, it's a really enjoyable knit. So what you've got at the top, you make it top down, and it just worked beautifully. So you've got lace stitch, and I don't know if I can't remember if it was a kind of a brioche or just twisted stitches and lace, like, because you've got yarn overs and holes and things, and then it shows your yarn off really nice, and it's that's the wire. I think it shows all your skills off around the top, and I think it's sprung a hole, not so much because it's drops alpaca. I think it's more because it's been worn a million times. It just goes with everything. And I did do a little poll before, and I had 2 sets of yarn, and one of them, I think it was the green I was supposed to be making it with, but goodness knows when that will start. I am supposed to be making I am making a sweater, it's downstairs, for the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run. Really like the logo that they've got for this for the 2025 one. It's got a skull on it and things, and it looks like a kind of a heavy metal t-shirt, but it says Puritanical Knitting Fun Run on it. So I like that. I like that. I might have to have one of them. So I have visitors now. We're going to have a house full. That's nice, isn't it? So that's it for this week. More news, maybe next week.
Oh, went to Oldham, got some yarn.